Hey, you want to see something really scary?
What's your favorite scary movie?
I'm gonna scare the hell out of you.
What was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
What's blood for, if not for shedding?
Welcome to Fright Night.
Welcome back to Jump Scare. I'm Betty.
And I'm Chad.
This week we're covering Man Finds Tape 2025.
I want you to place your hand there on the TV screen. We're going to say a prayer today. Heavenly Father, protect us through all that should trouble us.
That is me. Why is this here? What is this doing up here?
Pour out a blessing among us, O Lord. Keep us near your heart.
Something is happening here, and I need your help.
When something like this happens to you, like, you don't trust reality anymore. I just remember waking up tied to that chair.
As the devil works, so shall the one true God. As the demons are working, so are the angels. And friends, there will be a visitation of man by the angels. God speaks through us in ways that we cannot understand. For as the shepherd calls, I shall hear his voice. I say again, hallelujah, for when the shepherd calls, did you feel it? That's the blessing.
Now, this was a find of ours on Canopy. It's now available on Tubi, but it's still on Canopy as well. If you have access to Canopy, watch it there. You can skip all the commercials.
Yes, and you will need, this is in America, you will need a library card.
Yep.
In order to watch anything on Canopy, but it is a wonderful free service that has a lot of fantastic movies, new and old.
Especially horror.
Especially horror.
Yeah, a lot of stuff that's not available other places, or it's not available other places without commercials. So this is where we stumbled upon this, but now it's available on Tubi, which is probably where more people are going to see it, but I encourage you to watch it on Canopy as well. This was written and directed by Paul Gandersman and Peter S. Wyatt. They did a great job on this. I was not expecting... I really didn't have any expectations of this because I didn't know... I had never seen a trailer or anything from it. We read the description on Canopy and dove in.
We went in cold.
Yep, and it was amazing. Now, this stars William Magnuson as Lucas Page and Kelsey, I'm probably going to say this wrong, Pribiliski as his sister Lynn Page. And I want to make a special mention of this other gentleman. His name is John Golson, I'm going to say. He plays the Reverend Endicott Carr in it. And I'm going to tell you, growing up in Joplin, Missouri, I saw this guy hosting late night religious shows all the time.
This style of guy.
Not the actual guy, but this guy sitting in a chair hosting a religious program late at night. There was even one when I first moved down here to Florida. I don't know if you remember or ever saw it when you were down here. I don't remember his name, but he used to sit in a CGI, like a green screen chair, like he was floating in the clouds. He was just sitting there like he was up in the clouds and wore a white suit, and he was giving his religious opinions on things. But yeah, there used to be a lot of these guys late night when I lived in Missouri. You would see on there those, Reverend Gene Scott that had, he would talk about random, I think even Robin Williams made fun of that guy, saying how he was going to compare and contrast Jesus Christ and Spider-Man in a sermon, which is the kind of crazy things that guy did.
I want to give a shout out to the creative team for the practical and special effects makeup. The makeup was led by Meredith Johns, and she was assisted by special effects artists Skylar Milanati and S. Thompson. You guys did a freaking fantastic job. It was my favorite part of the film. Being someone that loves special effects makeup and dabbles in it a little bit, my mind was blown away.
Yeah, some of that stuff was mortifying. Some of the scenes with the holes in people.
Yes, this film, basically, so a man's, a viral YouTube channel, Man Finds Tape, leads him and his sister to investigate a murder, uncovering a supernatural mystery tied to their hometown. The film combines found footage with faux documentary style. There's like a modern take to it where they add like Zoom calls and social media screenshots, and it has the elements of social media, so it does a fantastic job of that. And I want to make a note that it has another amazing thing, which is, not to spoil anything because we're going to try to keep this spoil free, but the thing that annoys me from a certain franchise that's very found footage is how they find the footage.
Yeah.
This film shows you
how they got the footage.
And that is right there, you're taking the cake for me. Like that, you just want it all. Like that may not be the expression, but
I think this might be part of the reason they showed that on there is that this was produced by, hold on.
Oh yes, Aaron Moorhead and Justin Benson.
Also, two of the executive producers on this was C. Robert Cargill and his wife Jessica Cargill, and that C. Robert Cargill is the one who wrote Sinister, which is, he had said on that was that this was the story of how the found footage, the thing you see on the found footage tape, happened.
Yes.
And he also wrote like the Black Phone movies, the first Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
He's done a few things. But yeah, I always thought that was a good. That's why I like that one, As Above, So Below, because you actually see how the footage is found. Because I always find it just miraculous that they just randomly come across a box of these tapes and no one ever questions that.
Super annoying.
Yeah.
This movie, boom,
explains it.
But what really, the whole theme of this film is kind of like a murder mystery in a sense, because it's a murder occurs in the town, and that's what gets the brother Lucas to start, he has the Man Finds Tape channel, and it hasn't been going, it's okay, he's getting some views here and there, but then he actually stumbles upon a tape in his like family home, like in the barn or whatever, and the tape has his name on it, and he watches it, and it's a tape of him when he's a kid, and there's like a shadowy figure enter his room, place something in his mouth, and like go away, like leave the room.
Yeah.
And that is what kicks off his channel, his YouTube channel, and it gets, it blows up, and he starts to lose like time. He has kind of like amnesia, he has insomnia, he's not able to sleep because he's just trying to figure out like what the heck is going on, who is this dude coming into my room, like what's going on. They go back and they show you, the character development between the brother and the sister, and then the parents. They show you the parents. Yeah. They're a loving family. The parents pass away, at a young age, and the sister, they get divided, and the sister like moves away to another town, so she doesn't even live there, and he's living in the family home, and he's going through it. So that whole setup,
there's a lot of things in this I like that they this is one of those ones that little things that they casually mention earlier in the movie play a big part later on. They mention, something. Oh, we were in an accident, and then you find out later there's more to that accident than you initially thought. And I do like the beginning of this, especially where it starts off like showing the Bigfoot the famous Bigfoot footage,
yes,
and like the Loch Ness footage and different things like that, saying how people saw this and they believed it for years, even though people have said it was fake, they still believe it. And by the way, I always love that Bigfoot thing. Like, that it's so clearly a guy in a suit, But people swear to that thing because until they cleaned it up, it was halfway believable when it was blurry and shaky.
Yeah.
But now that they've steadied it up, you're like, oh no, that's a guy in a monkey suit. That's very disappointing. But yeah. So there's that, and then the Reverend Carr is about. You keep seeing videos of him popping up.
Because the mom and the dad, they had a little, they had like a little local videographers, so they were doing it, and also they like tapped into like the surveillance of the town. They also provided surveillance for the town. Yeah, they
were putting in all the surveillance cameras for the town, for the government, for a lot of the security, and then they were doing his show, which is realistic because in a town like that, those people will be doing everything. There's not enough business. Like, you're going to be taping a wedding maybe once a year at that place.
It's like, I'm the barber and I'm the mayor as well.
What was it, in Incubus? He was the doctor, the coroner, the police investigator.
He had a lot of jobs.
There was a lot of jobs that man in Incubus had. That movie still cracks me up. He was doing everything.
What leads the sister back to her brother is the brother, like, Zoom calls her, shows her this crazy video of how this man died, and he kind of like knocks out, and the sister's like annoyed. She's annoyed from the get-go because she's just like, you're still doing this man finds tape. She's just like, oh.
Yeah, she's just tired of his shit.
Yeah, and obviously the brother can't get his life together. And then he's just like nodded off, and she's like, okay, bye, like, I don't know what's going on, I can't hear you anymore, are you all right, whatever. And then she doesn't hear from him, and he just stops altogether. And it's not until she's like ambushed like by some fans of the channel while she's like out doing her job, which is
she's taking up the family business. She's doing videography as well, like for videos and events,
and she's like taping someone, and here comes like the fans running up, and it's like, where is he, what's going on? I love the realistic aspect of the social media, how people react to these types of channels. They show you like people's comments,
Yeah, I love that, where the comments on there, because I'm sure all they had to do is put this channel up on YouTube for real, put this tape up, and then just record the real comments.
Yeah, well, that would be pretty cool. But they did a great job with that. It's just, you feel like, okay, this is the documentary style of it. It's like so well done.
Yeah. It really pulls you into it, because this is I don't watch a lot of those true crime documentaries, but watching stuff like this, I'm like, okay, this is how the people get sucked into it, isn't it? I'm watching this knowing it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking as I'm watching it, I'm like, this is how the people get sucked into all these true crime documentaries, isn't it? I see it now. I'm gonna stop making fun of those people now. Because now I see why they got hooked on it.
Yeah, you get hooked in. I just wonder, like, what was the idea? Like, what was, like, when they were writing this, they were like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Like, they experienced themselves to some degree.
Anything
like
creepy or...
Like, yeah, like the social media of it all, like, how people react, and like, oh, we have this idea, which is, the main idea, but then we're going to add all these other elements around to make it like a faux documentary, because you watching this, and what she says in the beginning, when you reference, like, they show like the footage of like Sasquatch and like, or Bigfoot and, Loch Ness Monster, and how like people see the monsters, but the real monster is like
The one you don't see.
The one you don't see, like a person, you know, and how you can get all mixed in, and you sometimes you see it but you don't believe it, kind of thing. It's and then you get into the cosmic horror of it all, which that is where you just don't know. Not to say too much, but there is cosmic horror, and I did not see that coming at all. Like, I'm thinking like, oh, is this gonna be like either, I had two things. It was either going to be aliens.
Yes.
Right? Only because of loss of time and that fucking episode of X-Files where they're driving and the car just dies, right? And then the time just stops.
Oh, that's where Mulder got out and then just painted a big X on the road. And she's like, what's that for? And he goes, oh, you know. So when they pass by it later, he gets out and looks and is like, oh, there's the X. Perfect spot. That fucking show.
Yeah, you're like, okay, that's where it's going to go. Or serial killer, right? Like, it's gonna be only because of her comments, like in the beginning, like how the monster and all that.
And it seemed like this would be a good one for aliens.
Yeah,
because one of these the common thing with all the alien abduction stories is lost time. Mm-hmm. They lose time somewhere. They don't know what happened, and then people having it happen to them in mass. If it was just one person, you might think it's something else. But when it starts happening in mass, it's got to be aliens. You think right off the bat. And there's an element at the beginning where they just say something like, you hear a recording of a 911 call, and she just says something in there that we can say what it is because it's near the beginning. She just says, he stabbed my friend and then walked into a wall and disappeared.
Yeah, you're like, the 911 dispatcher's like, okay, drugs. This person's on drugs.
Yeah, I'm sure the 911, they've heard way worse than that, but they're probably just like, we'll send the police out to talk to you, nice lady on drugs.
Yeah.
You know,
for sure.
But it was a really good creepy part of it too, because it's like in Widow's Bay when she said, oh, that was my boyfriend, he was a great guy, but he got bit by an animal and then he turned into an animal, and just keeps turning the page and goes on just very casually.
Yes,
just the way she said it was so matter of fact, like, you know, he just walked into a wall and disappeared. That happens every day.
Yeah. Because it was her truth.
Yeah, I know.
She's just like, right? She's just like, he walked into the wall. You know?
It's the end of The Howling where they're watching the thing and he goes, I think that was makeup. And the guy goes, no, she turned into a werewolf and he shot her. And then just keeps eating his hamburger, you know, that goes on with his life. And I'm like, that's the way it would be. Either you would believe it or you'd be like, that was fucking bullshit. There'd be no in between. God, that movie. Because
why would there be a werewolf all of a sudden? A person turning into a werewolf, right? That's on the news. That's just like, that's not going to... It's happening because it's true.
Yeah. That kind of shit doesn't happen if it's not true. Wink.
But I really enjoyed this film. I definitely recommend it. I actually, as soon as I finished watching it, I texted my sister. I was like, you guys need to see this movie. And they did. And they enjoyed it. It is a tad ambiguous. In a sense,
in a sense, you
get something, but not everything.
You
but
get
it's
more
like,
closure than I was expecting.
Yeah, correct.
Because there's a lot of movies where they would have not explained half as much as they did in this movie.
He walked into the wall. We never saw him again. End credits.
Yeah. But they do a pretty good job of explaining enough to where you get what's happening and you know why it's happening. But it's not so detailed that you're like, well, and then on January 3rd, 1963, this is when this happened. And it goes into a deep timeline. I don't need it to go that deep, but I just want a little bit of explanation, a little bit of, it was aliens, it was this, it was whatever. Fine. It's cosmic horror, cool. Just explain just enough of it that Nightmare on Elm Street, they never explained really in the first one why Freddy could come back in your dreams. He was just a dream guy that came back for revenge. But that was enough. You knew he was evil and he was coming back for revenge just because he was evil.
Yeah.
You got it. You don't need a ton of explanation.
Yeah, I don't need to know where he was born.
Yeah.
You know, what he ate for lunch. What he gonna do with his day. I don't need to know all that. What planet he came from. Like, obviously, this is the cosmic horror, you know. I don't need to know all of that. They do give you some... And they actually left it open for a sequel, which I mean, that would be cool.
Yeah, I would.
I would see part 2 of this.
Yeah.
I want to know more. I'm very intrigued.
See if this is happening in other places. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, see if this is happening in places. Or what they kind of led with was ... I can't give it away, but it only takes one line. Everything could be explained in either one line or because it happens to the brother, but it doesn't happen to the sister. We'll keep it at that.
Yes.
And that's kind of like left hanging until the end. So there's like a little bit of closure, but yet the door is like slightly ajar.
So you can still come in there and find out more.
So it's like, okay, there's more to the story, and you're gonna be able, if you wanted to, if they could, they can explore that, which I enjoy.
Yeah.
And if not, I could just make up my own damn story if I'm never gonna,
But
fan
hopefully
fiction.
They do. Fan fiction for this. That'd be great. New fan fiction for new movies and stuff. Just immediately come out with fan fiction like the next week.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be greatly appreciated.
I'm sure not. You get a very interesting letter from an attorney on that one, I'm sure.
You changed the people's names. There you go.
There you go. Well, that was Anne Rice, man. She did not like fan fiction. She shut that stuff down. She was like, you do not write about my... Some people, some authors are like, oh yeah, what am I going to do to stop it? No. Anne Rice aggressively sued people that put out fan fiction.
She's like, I created this. I gave birth to these characters.
And you are not touching them. She's like, Lestat speaks through me, not you.
Damn.
Yeah, that was intense.
Yeah.
Somewhere there's a 15-year-old girl, like all dressed in black, that just wrote her Lestat fan fiction that got her heart broken when Anne Rice didn't want to read it.
She just didn't go in what was it, in the room? The chat room.
Yeah.
She didn't write it in the chat room. She just wrote it in her journal and just kept it to herself.
Yeah.
That's what you needed to go. 'Cause Anne Rice wasn't going to see that.
No, she was not.
No.
I'm going to give this one 4 knives. I think it deserves it.
I'm going to give it 3.5 knives because I am the person that can't give a 4 knife.
You say that and then you give 4 knives.
I don't think I've ever given a 4 knife. I do this so then the listeners that are constantly, are actual fans that listen to this, like, every bi-weekly, they're like, Betty, oh, then they go in the comments. You gave so-and-so 4 knives in, December of 2022. And I'm like, oh, damn. Gee, golly whiz, you're right. I did give that movie 4 knives.
So it's just to see if people are listening?
Yes, this is it. This is how I prove to see if people are actually listening. Who's to say that it's like not Willy Wonka ticket? Like, you get, it's a gotcha moment. You get me. Maybe I'm gonna send you something fucking cool. Like, I got a lot of cool stuff. Maybe I'm gonna send you, an amazing DVD. It's a DVD, old media. I'm not saving Blu-rays. I'm sure they're gonna, like, the whole gaming world was shitting themselves this week because the physical media is gonna stop. I'm sure we're gonna hear like, oh, all physical media is gonna stop for Blu-rays soon. I'm sure that's gonna be coming up.
Yeah,
it's gonna be liquid.
Well, no, they just don't want to download it. What gets me is I can kind of understand it with the games because they're saying the modern games are too big to fit on the discs.
Yeah.
But the movies, they've stopped putting as many special features and everything on them. So why, if it's just a movie and a commentary, you've got a Blu-ray that's supposed to be able to hold, tons of information.
Yeah, why even bother with the Blu-ray? Just put it on DVD.
Yeah.
Put it on VHS. Bring the VHS tapes back, okay? Who is making the Man Finds tape on a tape? Where's that company? There's a company out there that does VHS tapes. I am buying it. $39.99 plus shipping and handling, like they fucking had in the old commercials back in the day.
Back when the making of Thriller was on sale for $29.95, and people were like, "Well, that's a fucking bargain."
Yeah, because the shit was $150 probably at one point.
Fucking Star Wars was $89.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's why my parents were like, "No, you're never getting that movie. We're gonna tape that off HBO."
I'm going to Goodwill right now and I'm buying it for $2.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. It looks great though, and it doesn't have any of the stupid ass updates in it. It's the OG version. I'll take it with scratches and all. But seriously, let's talk more about this Man Finds Tape on tape. I mean, yes. I can't wait to see what the cover's gonna look like. Does it on the the side of the tape? Is it like you would put like the duct tape like?
Oh yeah, like a little masking tape.
With a little masking, not duct tape, masking tape, and your Man Finds Tape. You know,
that'd be fun. Well, I've seen stuff like that with. I think we bought a Criterion of Videodrome over at Viper Video.
Yes,
and it was done had like the VHS looking like test pattern on it, and like it says Videodrome on the side of the thing, kind of like a VHS. That'd be a lot of fun.
Shout out to Viper Video.
And you know what'd be really deep is if they put it on like an 8mm tape. Like
yes.
he finds in the show, which I know you can't really do, but that'd be fun.
I don't care. Let's do it. It's for the gimmick, right?
The one person that still has an 8mm player that can watch that, they can put it in their camera and hook their camera to the TV and then watch it.
Yeah, it's gonna be next to my other bullshit that I own, my One Wish Willow stick.
Or the Escape from New York CED disc that my friend got me, but even though I have no desire to ever own a CED player, I still have one of the discs.
It's going up there. See, cool shit.
There you go.
Man Finds Tape. So 3.5 stars for me.
4 stars for me.
And the half a star is not because of anything in the movie. And you know what? People out there in the Reddits and the people, whatever, all talking, whatever. There's so many horror films that come out yearly, right? There's just we're inundated with them, and when people get really caught up, and we've talked about the pacing is bad, or the second half was kind of drawn out, or whatever. Even if this movie does have flaws, I don't care about the flaws. Okay, I don't care. I'm invested.
Nothing really stood out to me in this, though, and that's because you're involved in it.
Yes.
It's like someone pointed out to me, like the first time someone pointed out to me that talking about Star Wars, that the stormtrooper bumps his head as he goes through the one scene. I never noticed that until someone pointed it out, because I was just so into the movie that watching that guy, I didn't catch that guy bumped his head. Or the other scene in Star Wars where they are first trading the droids with the Jawas. And there's the scene where the red droid rolls away. They cut back and he's back there with R2. Mm-hmm. They just use that shot again for whatever reason. I didn't notice that the first 15 times I saw Star Wars because I was just so into the movie. I didn't notice a little thing like that.
Yeah, or
because it didn't make a difference.
Yeah, or when Annie and Laurie Strode are walking up the sidewalk and they're looking at the hedge and there's a puff of smoke. You don't see the smoke. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Right at first.
It wasn't until someone pointed that out to me either. I think when someone asked Carpenter at that convention we were at, whose smoke was that? And he goes, who the hell smoke do you think it was? As he lights a cigarette on stage.
He's still smoking the same cigarette from 1978, actually. He's still smoking it.
He found an eternal, it's like a...
it's an eternal cigarette.
He still smokes the same one. But... yeah, when you're into the movie, I didn't notice anything about this. I thought the pacing was fine. And I didn't notice any issues of they messed that up or that continuity was bad or anything like that.
I don't care if there was. I don't care. If one of those those kind of people would this is this and this and this and this, don't fucking care.
Look, I met the guy when I was at one of those Star Trek conventions in Tulsa, Oklahoma in the late 90s. I met the guy who wrote the book called The Nitpicker's Guide to the Next Generation, where he sat down and pointed out every single continuity error in every single episode of The Next Generation.
That was a single man.
I would assume, yes. But he found he pointed out stuff that I was like, I never noticed that. So much to the point that he pointed out that they went back and fixed things in the DVDs and Blu-rays, because there's a famous one where when they walk by a lamp in a scene, you can see the boom guy holding the mic in it, and they cut that out on the Blu-rays. They just digitally erased that.
Wow.
So I guess, they were they were pissed off that I missed that. They're looking at this guy's book and going, this fucking guy.
Well, this team did their job. Writers, directors, the people that invested their money, the special effects department, all the actors. it was a great package, and you created something enjoyable to watch. I want to see more. Can't wait to see what the next thing is.
Yes.
Looking forward to it. And
this is a good year for low budget horror too. There's been a lot of it coming out, and this is another one. I feel like this one needs to get seen by more people. It'd be nice if this could get a theatrical release somewhere. Just a little one, just to, test it out and see how it does, let people see it.
Yeah, well, besides, like, obviously, like, festivals.
Yeah.
Like, nationwide.
I'm sure it did.
Like...
Yeah, put it out for, like, a couple of weeks and let everybody see it. People would go see this. People were packed into Obsession and everything, so...
Oh, Lord. I mean, yes, I saw Obsession, obviously. It was good. I was a Barker fan before he blew up. I'm going to be that person. I liked him before he blew up. I really enjoyed that milk and cereal milk, whatever the hell it is.
Oh, yeah. I forgot he did that. Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, and he's fucking funny. His YouTube channel, I mean, because he does a lot of stuff, but he has a lot of comedy, and it's really funny. But anyways, enough about that guy. We're talking about these guys.
Yeah, we need to talk about Peter S. Hall and Paul Gandersman. They need to come and do some more things, because I want to see that. Well, and if they can do this with what I'm sure was next to no money, I would like to see them with some more money do something. Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for joining us in another episode, and thanks for listening to our rants.
We did get off on some rants on this one. And if you do enjoy hearing our rants, we post our Buy Me a Coffee in there. Send us something. Send us a little tip. Buy us a coffee. We could use a coffee.
I love coffee.
We're actually putting that towards a new computer, but
And it's like a 90s coffee, I'll take a 90s coffee. It doesn't have to be a freaking Frappuccino $10 coffee. I'm not, whatever you can contribute.
90s coffee?
A 90s coffee, yeah. A 90s coffee.
It's like 90s gas.
I'll take the 90s gas.
God, yes.
Any day. I remember coming back from Key West one time, and the gas was 97 cents.
Yeah.
Okay? Hot darn. That, to me, it's one of those, it's like the Mandela effect. Like, did that happen? Was that real? Did I really experience that? Was the gas at any point $1 and change?
I remember when I graduated in 89, 1989.
God.
That the gas was 89 cents, and someone made the thing of, well, I guess we're just going to put the gas price at the year now. Wow, because it was 89 cents and people were mad. Like, really? I would take that 89 cents. I would take $1.89 gladly now.
I would take $2.89. Let's get wild. I'll take $2.89. What happened to $2.89? Anyways, okay, we digress. We're going. Thank you so much for joining us in another episode of Jump Scare, the horror podcast. Stay tuned to the horror.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.